the duels last week, the field is set now for the next season of the Extreme Graphics Next Gen Series, sanctioned by No Limit Racing. And we're ready to go with the Powder Cut Plus 250. And the Powder Cut Plus 250, again determined after preliminaries for the last couple of weeks. We're set to go for the first race of the year. I'm Wesley Outland, and Steve Tucker is alongside. After all the preliminaries are done, Steve, the field is lined up, and we're ready for this 100-lap contest around Daytona. Good evening.
Yes, sir. Going to be a great time today for sure in Daytona. Starting off, Brian Wirtz on the front right here. Michael Wolf in P2. A lot of drivers here. Big 2.5-mile track, Wesley. Man, I cannot wait to get this thing underway. That you said it, the duels last week were incredible, and today especially will be a lot of fun to get this thing underway. No stages, but 100 laps to determine how this will work. A lot on the line today.
Ready to see what these drivers will do as they're getting their preliminary laps. Let's give you the starting lineup again. It's for the Powder Coat Plus 250. Big thanks to Bud Kicker and Powder Coat Plus for making this event happen. Brian Wirtz, Michael Wolf on the front row. There you see the rest of the drivers, including Quentin Lee, Michael Correa, Casey Knighton, Brandon Fronapple, Morgan Sterling, and Matt Lovett and Matt Cherry, along with Malachi Crandon, the top 10. Then it's going to be in the back behind those drivers. 11th on back the starting grid will find Kyle Hall. Jason Hand is there, along with also Christian Light, Brian Rolsey, Isaac Mock, Joel Hamilton, Noah Rainwater, Stephen Barusa, William Henderson, as well as Hank Caston, the top 20. That's about midway through. Then it's Lottison and Taylor, Rangel Smith, Barrier, Spear, Shanka, Hamilton, Taylor, Rainey, Daly, your top 30. Martinek, Coates, Valente, Ishkanian, Half, as well as Smith Munger in the back, along with other drivers like Fox, Lingerfeld, and Pottle, waiting to see if they chime in. There's your starting lineup. And again, I'll tell you what, Steve, this should be a really exciting race. The thing is you gotta know when to pace yourself and to prepare at any time for the big one. The winter months are gone. The green light is on. The green flag waves, and the Powder Coat Plus 250 is green here at Daytona. Gonna give them about a lap of speed before they get to full stop. And up on the outside lane, it's gonna be Wolf. He leads them up on the top, works on the bottom, Correa in front, Apple, your top 5. And a very good formation start as they work the super stretch here off that 31 degrees of bank and Steve Tucker.
Yes, sir. Right now, it's all about patience right here. You can't get too hungry. It's early. We're going to be double file here for a while.
Working their way into the corners, still now up that 31 degrees of bank and off the super stretch into turn number 3. It's Wolf the leader. Works lead, Correa Knighton. There they go, flying off of turn 4, back into the tri-oval. Couple of cars get single file. 1 lap down, 99 to go, and it is Wolf the leader. He is on the bottom of the racetrack, catfishing Steve into turn number 1.
Yes, sir. Big breakaway right here by the top 3. That's great to see, but you got to be careful, though, because you can't get too far out. That draft will suck him back in. The outside lane might have a run here.
Michael Wolf out of course, Eustis, Florida, and that HendrickCars.com entry, the 37-year-old in the number 22. He is the man that leads the way. Behind him in tow is Works in the 82 machine, the No Limits entry. There's this, again, the No Limit Racing Series. Obviously, the Extreme Graphics Next Gen Cup Series cars working through the tri-oval, coming down to the line. Couple of laps into it, and now Wolf is still staying to the inside. And honestly, Steve, as they work back to 31 degrees of banking in turn 1, this is the best thing that you need to do right now. Ride and drive. Get yourself in place. If you got teammates, find them. If not, make them, and just kind of settle in for the long haul here in Daytona.
That's right. Right now, this is the biggest race of the season. Shake off all the nerves. Like you said, hold on to it. Keep it straight. Hold on to those fenders. Long race today.
Race Day Network coverage again for the first one of the season. Of course, you can follow us on Race Day on YouTube, as right now Here comes the field storming off of turn number 4 in the early going to the Powder Coat plus 250. Big thanks to also IMB Racewear. We'll be mentioning them throughout the night as well as Bud Kicker. But for the time being, about 10 miles into it here at Daytona, Korea now powers to the lead. Not for long, though. The 6 of Light starting to make something happen along with the 30 machine. This is going on in the back of the pack as this race is working the backstretch, and they're already, Steve, breaking apart in 2 or 3 packs.
They are. Not a bad move, though. Maybe if you're in the back of the pack, you can avoid that big mess, the big one, if it happens in that front pack. But I'll tell you what, don't lose the draft for too long. There's no guaranteed stages here. Gotta be careful.
Thanks to everybody that's tuned in and watching on Race Day. That's Race Day iRacing. Over 600 subscribers. Hit that subscribe button if you've not done so. Here in the early going for the Extreme Graphics Next Gen Series Round 1 of the year. Right now, Korea. There you see the Castro Edge machine right there in a battle. That's Light. Lee right there behind him. All these guys are all in a nice little tango with one another, as here comes now the 6 of Light leading them on the bottom of the racetrack. We got some changes happening as here comes Front Apple getting a shot to the rear end of the 6 of Light as they work into the corner into 3. Somehow they save it. Working back off of turn 4, back down to the tri-oval. The number 6 machine. You've got Light right there, Front Apple. I want to say, unless that's timing and scoring, showing it as Korea, but the number is 17. My apologies on that. It might be that way. I believe it's Matthew Korea, so that is on me. My apologies. Matthew Korea out of Melbourne, Florida. The Tasty Donuts entry, the 31-year-old. Is actually the driver that's up in front, but his number is number 6. So we watch them working back into the corner. Look at that, perfect gyro cam to show you how banked it is, Steve, off the corner of 3 and 4 here at Daytona, back down to the tri-oval.
Yes, sir, the whole track is like this. Man, look at this run, though, on the outside lane. We have Matt Cherry in that NOS machine, the 45. We've got a battle here for the lead.
3 cars right there in a tandem as we watch them all close into the corner. The driver, Matt Cherry from the Bluegrass State, the NOS Energy Drink entry, 36-year-old out of Scottsville, Kentucky, looking inside, looking outside, protecting that line, and here comes the outside lane starting to work. Somebody poke it out of line. That's going to be the number 41. That's Lovett. Lovett now gets a block thrown in front of him on that green and yellow machine. There's the number 6 of Light now. Christian Light to the inside. Yes, sir. Oh, boy, hold it together. A little too early for this, Steve.
Yes, sir. Only lap number 8. We're seeing some bump drafts in the corners. That's a bad recipe for disaster. 54, going to be careful there with that leader.
So we're about 20 miles into it right now. 230 miles remaining in the Powder Coat plus 250. We've already got some lap traffic up ahead of the leaders, as now the 45 of Cherry has now put his car to the lead. The driver, of course, out of Kentucky, the NOS Energy Drink entry. But for how long? As there is company and a gaggle of traffic right there behind that NOS Energy machine, and you can see them getting formed 2 by 2 by 2 as they work off the banking here, coming back to the line. On board now with Lovett. He is right now in that 9th spot right there amongst the hornet's nest of all of this action happening with the front runners. And yes, oh my goodness, Steve, they're already trying to go 3 wide down the back stretch.
Already, that 45 right there. Gonna get freight trained a bit, but has some room on the outside lane, makes it work.
Thanks. As they work off the corner, you gotta wonder when you gotta have that mindset. I was gonna say thanks to everybody that's tuning in on Race Day. I just hit the subscribe button myself. Korea is the man leading the way. Barasa now in that 2nd spot. That's that 07 machine. Right there in that mix as they close in at the line. Again, Stephen Barusa from Londonderry, New Hampshire, the Liquid Death 07 now up to second. Loudison to third in the DuPont colors of the number 24 from the great Jeff Gordon. Exalta for the Detroit, Michigan driver, Loudison. See him in third. Lights right there to follow. And here we go again. This is a caution. We got a yellow flag waving. Caution out over the racetrack. We've got trouble somewhere on the speedway. And first yellow flag will fly here. Find out what happened. I believe my producer, as well as color analyst, Steve.
Yes, sir. Not seeing a whole lot on the track, though. No incident. Ooh, hold on now. That one looks
Steve
pretty
Tucker
beat
on
up.
the case to find it. Yeah, maybe it's the one machine, possibly.
Let's go and take a look. Race day replay. Brandon Munger. Well, we're seeing him down low here on the apron, but no cause for concern as far as a wreck or whatnot, so interesting call right here, Wesley.
Yeah. I see a car off the pace down at the bottom of the backstretch, but maybe a problem there on the number one machine, Chevrolet, more than what we thought. As you can, or he is really, really torn up on correction. That's a Toyota, by the way, and that's the CDM Septic and Construction Toyota number one of Brandon Munger from Bellingham, Mass. And the 25-year-old puts us under caution here with about 10 laps into it. I don't see anybody coming down to pit lane except for him in the early going, and that puts us under caution. Do we have a replay now? Steve Tucker, what happened?
Yeah.
He already in a shower of sparks on the one car.
Yeah, trying to find it, but I mean, really just not able to see it just yet. Nothing's lighting up on our scoring and timing tower, but you can see that car is pretty well banged up, so a lot going on already off the track here on the front stretch, so just a tough break for that number one machine.
Yeah, I think we already got so far ahead of the race cap that we lost track of what happened, but we would just say unofficially it has something to do with the number one. Oh, and by the way, pit stops are underway. Here comes almost everybody onto the pit lane with pit stops being done. Correa, Wirtz, Wolf, Mahand, Mock, Cherry, Wirtz, all shuffling into the top 10 as everybody, I can't believe this, on lap 11 has come down to the pit lane for service. And now they come storming off pit road. At the conclusion of our first caution here in the Powder Coat Plus 250, it's the No Limit Racing Extreme Graphics Next Gen Series. This is race day, and we'll take a break. More from Daytona next. Still under the first caution here at Daytona in the Powder Coat Plus 250. Again, the lid lifter after all of the preliminaries that have been going on for the last, of course, couple of weeks. under the yellow flag. 13 of 100 laps as the lights are off on the pace car. Along with Steve Tucker, I'm Wesley Altman. Let's set the stage for tonight's event, obviously. Two tire sets are 4 sets of tires. 3 sets in the pits plus the set that they start on. 100 laps tonight, by the way, 250 miles. No stages in this race for this event. Drivers will have to pit 3 or 4 times to make it to the end of the fuel, and they'll run on 65% fuel capacity. Top 3 are paid out. There will also be the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, as well as a sick-looking trophy from No Limit Racing going to the winner. Hard Chargers also get an award as well if they're eligible. And big thanks to Powder Coat Plus and IMB Racewear, as they have been really a big step up for not only No Limit Racing, but to make this Daytona event be very successful.
Yes, sir, Wesley. Right now, the pace car has the lights off, so we're going to go back green this time by on lap number 14. Going to get it back going. The nerves, I would assume, at this point are nice and calm. Everyone's going to get going here, and off we go.
Ready to bring the field back to the Geico restart zone as the pace car drops onto the pit lane. That music dies down, and we go back to full song here at the virtual World Center of Racing under green. Barusa now with a great jump on the restart on Korea. Light hand mock now battle door to door. Behind that, here comes now the machine of course, Cherry in 45 down to the inside. Obviously, we saw the NOS car up in the front earlier. And while all this goes on, they work down the back straightaway. Got to take about a lap or 2 to get up to full power. But as all these guys start bobbing and weaving inside and outside, Barusa on the inside. And here comes that draft. Sick on the outside lane. Steve and they're flying by him as Light goes to the lead in the Spotify car off turn number 4.
Yeah, gotta be careful right now. That lead got so spread out right there. That draft is so strong in these cars. You cannot get out too far. And you're seeing it. The outside lane right now getting it working very, very well.
Big thanks to IMB Racewear tuning in to the broadcast. Hello to you guys, and thank you for what you're doing with the No Limit Racing program. And by the way, at season's end, and we have got trouble. Crash on the tri-oval going into turn number 1. I see the number 3 is involved, and maybe some other cars starting to scamper away from the accident. But I did see the number 3 damaged up. That's Corey Rainey. I believe Malachi Crandon might got a piece of it. Also the Valvoline colors of the number 40 machine. And he got caught up in it as well. And that's Malachi Crandon. Yes, it was. And that's, we're under caution now. And I'll tell you what, Steve Tucker, I think you were dead on this one here. We can get a nice replay for race day of what happened.
Yes, we sure can. We're going to find out real quick. The 3 right now, Corey Rainey. Oh, man.
Oh, 0-8 into the 3. So it was the 0-8 machine kind of starting this incident here.
Yes, sir. We'll try and get one more camera view of it. But, man, that was... Here we go. Oh, the 3 just comes right down into the 08.
That's Mark Martinick, by the way. Martinick in the 3 having contact with one another. That's Malachi Crandon in the 40 after contact with Corey Rainey. And a multi-car skirmish there. A conundrum off on the restart in turn number 1, just shy at the exit of the tri-oval, putting us under the yellow flag. So, back under caution again, 16 of 100 laps, and damage on already about a handful of cars here, Steve, in the early going of this event in the Powder Coat Plus 250 at Daytona.
Yeah, I mean, these things are going to happen, right? I mean, again, biggest race of the season. Nerves are going to be, at an all-time high. 43 cars in the field, so it's maximized, right? So you got to be careful. Right now, this car, though, the 08, has some right-side damage. It's going to take a while to get that thing back under repairs, but long race. Never know what can happen.
Another yellow flag again. Second one of the event for what just happened here. The Extreme Graphics Next Gen Series here tonight from Daytona. As I aforementioned, the Powder Coat Plus 250 at Daytona. Before we had calamity going through the tri-oval heading back to turn 1, I did want to mention IMB Racewear tonight that throughout the entire season, the best paint scheme of the year voted by IMB Racewear, gets a free pair of No Limit Series gloves. Not our gloves. They have their own style gloves, not No Limit Racing, but the No Limits Series gloves from IMB Racewear. Our understanding they are really, really cool looking, sick looking to be exact, was the word I was told from my boss.
I'll tell you what, I'll be definitely picking up some pairs.
Yeah, but the one who was voted in from the company wins them, and they will be definitely highlighted throughout the year. So, speaking of course, race team, there they are. That 4-7 machine right there on the racetrack, leading the way.
I'll tell you what, talking about good paint schemes, this one right here is pretty high on my list. Loving how that car looks.
Yeah, take your pick. I like that one. No Limits Racewear right there. IMB Racewear. Nice plug for the sponsor, as that is the Works machine, number 82. Of course, that's the 41. Is that ballpark? Is that hot dogs?
It was.
Yeah, I'm getting hungry. That's on the car of Matt Lovett, Dark Horse Racing. We also saw Brian Works' car.
Looking pretty snazzy.
Barrier in the back. Yeah, I like the Chevrolet colors of Barrier's car there. Sterling. Yeah, there it is, right there. Victory Media. That's Brandon Barrier. So anyhow, IMB Racewear will somewhere throughout the season make the determination, Steve Tucker, on who has the best appearing race car. Now, obviously, that'll go from tonight here at Daytona throughout the year. At season's end, whoever it is will get some sick gloves from No Limits Racewear. Wow.
Yes, sir. Right now, before we go back green, a couple of house cleaning here in the back of the field. We're seeing Kyle Lingerfeld right now in P30. That 65 machine right behind him, Christian Light in 31st place. So a couple of drivers back here. And again, Wesley, I think the thing is too, right? A lot of these guys, right? Daytona, Talladega, these kind of a track, you don't necessarily need to stay up front the entire time, right? Staying in the back of the field is useful because you get to avoid that big one if it happens in that big pack. So sticking out to the back of the field, that could be a strategy call right there for these guys.
Yeah, and obviously, Steve, I'm understanding that you are also a driver too. So, you got to kind of remember we're kind of 50 miles into this thing here now. You don't want to have a plethora of yellow flags, man. You want to try to get to the halfway mark of this race and start getting into position for the last 50 to try to make a run for the win.
Yeah, right now for me, I mean, if I'm in this race right here, I'm just kind of cruising. I'm in cruise control, right? If I'm leading laps, great. If I'm in the back, that's fine. But about 30 laps to go, that's for me going to be go time. And that's going to be when I want to get to the front and stay in the front and just go from there. But right now, lap 18 going to go on lap 19 here. Still really, really early in this race to consider any kind of, hardcore and close racing. Right now, we're just trying to get to that lap 70 mark.
I love the music leading up to the restart, the hype. The iRacing safety car dropping onto the pit lane, the field, back into the hands of Barney. The iRacing flagman as they patrol slowly into the Geico restart zone. Green flag is back out as we're closing in on 200 miles remaining here in the Powder Coat Plus 250. For the Cup cars of No Limit Racing on the restart lockdown. Beautiful looking car. Trying to show his strengths to the lead. Works to the inside. Front apple down to the bottom as well. Here they come up top. There's the 6.
Yeah, the outside lane just disappeared right here.
Yeah, it's actually Korea in the 17, but he's showing the 6. I don't know. I don't like that. Guys need to be running their numbers, matching their cars, in my opinion. Steve, that makes it hard for us.
Agreed.
I don't like that. Up top. Oh, boy. Little wiggle there by hand. Going after Caston. Cherry on the bottom. Cherry on the inside. Correction. And they battle now door to door. While that goes on, Mock will pull away. 80 to go. Steve, you're a racer yourself. The butterfly settle, right, man? The hype, the excitement, the anticipation of the new year, virtual or reality. But once you get in that race car, you got to get that mindset of, okay, now we just got to race. Now I got to do what I got to do and be there at the end.
Exactly. Got to be really careful right now. The 42, though, dips down below the yellow line. Got to be careful right there to not pass the car next to you. That double yellow line is a rule. Right, man, we're in it with 3 wide right here for a top 5 spot. Getting dicey already, lap 20.
And to me right here, this is just not a good idea. This is creating a disaster for a storm to brew, no doubt. As right now, somehow they hold it in line. Is up the racetrack. He almost just cut off that guy right there in the top 15. All the while, it is Mock in the front spot. Leading them behind him is Front Apple to the inside. Wirtz and Cherry, they're door to door. Caston, Korea, Lovett, Lottison, Wolf, and Barry are your top 10. And stride for stride, they're going to take that conga line up the bank and into turn number 1.
Hey, one thing to start considering, Wesley, right now it's overcast conditions, and there's a light fog rolling in just a little bit.
Oh, wow.
That's going to definitely disperse a lot of these issues for these drivers. Visibility will become a little bit harder as we come in, so going to get tougher out there.
Yeah, cloudy conditions. Track temp is at 104, 75 degrees virtual sim time. As you're on board now with one of these drivers. There you see him right there, one behind the other, going down the super stretch. There goes Cherry up high. Korea down to the inside. Korea, by the way, in the 17 on the ticker, the 6 Castrol Edge car. On the, it looks like a Brad Keselowski car, if you will, for RFK Racing. And that's the driver, of course, in the Tasty Donuts entry out of Melbourne, Florida. I do know, Steve, I do know that Trading Paints was acting up yesterday. I wonder if that might be also a problem why we're not seeing the official wraps on some of these guys' cars too.
I'm not sure if that's the case. Right now, he had that same paint scheme last week in the duels too, so
okay,
could just be by choice. Who knows? But look at this. The 24 in the outside lane tries to sneak one past him, but can't quite get it done. These guys aren't really working together.
That's Lottison in Front Apple. Wirtz right there in tow with him on the outside lane, along with also Caston and Lovett. They come storming through the tri-oval on the outside. Oh, we got trouble in the back. Couple of cars. Barrier, Mock, all collected inside of the racetrack, and we are going to go under yellow flag. You see the 89. Oh, man. The 08 got collected again. That's the 89, by the way, of Devin Smith, the Auburn, Alabama driver. Roll Tide, that's all I'm going to say. And Mark Martinick, I believe, just got a piece of it as well. And I think we're going to go back to a race day replay, Steve Tucker, to kind of show what happened again here. Oh, no. Nowhere to go for the Coors Light colors, right?
No, just kind of bounced off the car to the right side of him. We'll get one more better look if we can here. But, man, that was pretty wild up at the front here. Oh, a big checkup. The 54 gets behind. 07 just knocks into that 33.
Are those teammates right there, the 54 and the 33? I believe it's, what is that, Alec Coates? And the 54 car, I believe, is Jason Hand right there.
Similar paint
and then
schemes,
they got,
right.
Yeah, man. And then they got into the 89 of Devin Smith. And then, of course, Mark Martinick, nowhere to go as well. And another multi-car accident coming through the tri-oval here. Now, Steve, they don't have a fast repair. Am I correct? This is a no fast repair in this series. They damaged their cars. They got to go on the damage clock, if you will, to try to get time to fix them.
That's right. That's going to be it for them. You get that one car for the night, and it comes down to that. So mistakes will happen, right? But got to hold on to it. These tracks can sometimes be about that attrition, right? Just getting to the end of the race is huge. And right now, we're going to start to see that happen. Lap 25, though, a quarter of the way into this race.
I was just about to say we're about 1/4 of the way through. And here comes Lottison, Front Apple, Wirtz, Caston, Lovett, Korea, everybody It is about to be a virtual conga line of activity on pit road as the Carnival comes in for 4 tires, fuel, whatever adjustments that they want to make. And that is right there with work being done.
Yeah, keep in mind, too, these guys only get those 4 sets of tires over the wall. So, I mean, right here at Daytona, you don't really need them. Fuel definitely matters more, but, man, right now we're seeing everyone come down difference. Whoa! Big wreck right there on pit road, actually.
Oh, wow.
It was at the 37, looks like. Oh, my word. Got turned around on pit road. There he is, Quentin Lee.
Problems on pit road, man. Yeah, holy cow. Quentin Lee from Kirksville, Missouri. And he about had a couple other guys wreck on the other side of him as he was coming off of the pit exit. Yeah, the Dale's Custom Diecast, Willen Engineering 37. Liberty University as well. With problems on that car there. So,
well, the good news is he's not going to lose a lap because this track is big enough to where he can service that car and be good to go. But he'll start tailing the lead lap, it looks like. But those things can happen. Busy pit road. Got to be careful. No mistakes.
45.560 seconds is the fast lap of the race so far. That, of course, is set by Christian Light. He is the driver up in front of the Spotify number 6 Chevrolet. Matthew Correa is in second right there. In third is Kyle Hall, followed by Matt Cherry, Noah Rainwater, Sean Laudison, of course, Brian Works, Hank Caston, Brandon Frontapple, Matt Lovett, your top 10 after the third caution. We're back in a moment. Race day coverage from the Powder Coat Plus 250 from Daytona. Lights off on the pace car. Welcome back to coverage from Daytona race day and the Powder Coat Plus 250. I'm Wesley Outwood, Steve Tucker alongside Round number 1 of the Extreme Graphics Next Gen Series, sanctioned by No Limit Racing. Ready to see how we get ready to go back down. And Steve, here's some of that fog. You're really seeing it under caution now as we get ready for the 4th restart of the race that you were referring to, especially off of Virtual Lake Lloyd and on the backstretch.
I mean, yeah, right now riding on board Christian Light under pace conditions. You can see it, turn 3 is there, but a little foggy. So as this race continues, it might get a little harder through the windshield.
Who are you picking out there riding with if you're in that chat box on race day? Thanks to everybody watching. And who is your pick to win round 1 on race day in the Powder Coat Plus 250 for the Extreme Graphics Next Gen Series? Lights off on that pace car. Ready to see what Christian Light can do. Korea on the outside. Cherry Hall, they led earlier in the race as well. Rainwater, Lotus into that Gordon throwback, Works cast in front apple. And love it, your top 10, and here they go, stacked up 2 by 2 by 2. The virtual thundering herd in their kaleidoscope of colors come back to green on lap 30. Watch that fog. Steve kind of hit on it earlier. We're seeing it really Christian here, watching them work the banking. Will that clear? As right now they work their way up the back stretch now off of turn number 2. Here comes Cherry to the outside of Light. He's going to carry it out. Korea on the top. Lottison is there. Here comes the inside lane starting to come to work. Get in line, find a spot, and that's exactly, Steve, what Cherry does in 3. 100 laps the distance here. When this event is concluded, Korea back for the 3rd time to the top spot. Lottison down to the outside lane in the 24. He's going to carry Caston and more behind him. Works up the hill, also into turn number 1 and 2 there, Steve.
Yes, sir. Right now, the outside lane is not quite getting up to speed like they thought. But man, Matthew Correa in that P1 spot. Keep in mind, last week in duel number 2, Matthew Correa won an extremely close finish in duel 2 by 0.00 seconds at the line. Extremely close up against Brandon Kernefel. And man, right now in that P1 spot, what can he do today to get his first win of the season?
Korea, Cherry, Light, Hall, Lottison, Rainwater, Caston, Works, Love It, Front Apple, your top 10. It sounds like a massive law firm. That's the way it stands right now here in Daytona. In the early going of this event. Kind of watching all of this working and down the back stretch. There's, again, that massive fog that we talked about. That obviously we are mindful of and we are watching. For peripheral vision for these guys. Working back down off turn 4 through the tri-oval. 70 laps to go now. 20 to the halfway mark, and look at this. There's even some banking. Not as banked as in the corners at 31 degrees there, Steve Tucker, but there's still some banking going through the tri-oval at 18 degrees, and then look at how sideways you are at 5 stories going off of turn 1 and 2.
Yeah, you better hold on to your pants right now because it's lap 32. We're getting to the halfway point. These guys are driving like it's the last 10 laps. Gotta be careful here.
Off of that second turn, Korea down the leader. Cherry to second. Works is right there. Boy, oh boy, big just action all over the place. My buddy Steve Tucker on race days is going to get an aneurysm trying to figure out what he's trying to show, a headache, if you will. Literally action all over the track as we stay with the front leaders now. Watching Light fall back now to about 5th and 6th. So all the while, now we're starting, Steve, to see the outside lane maybe get a little bit quicker. but a lot of drivers are committed to the bottom. Cherry went to the outside to the lead, but it looks like he's going to go right back to the inside as they mark the 3.
Yeah, they're not messing around right now. The outside lane definitely works pretty well. When you're down in that low lane, especially on older tires, the car kind of gets a little tight on exit. You really can't roll off like you want to and maintain that speed. The outside lane can do that, and we're seeing it kind of work right now with that 45 up front.
Watch that 55 now of Hamilton as we got a 47 on pit road. Something going on with the race team 47 entry. Pitting maybe a little too early, possibly.
Yeah, that car lit some laps earlier on. Not sure what's going on with them. We'll have
That's
to
the driver of Isaac Long, the Burnt Rubber Motorsports Toyota with a problem. Meanwhile, there you see the 3 had some problems earlier. This is in the back of the top 15. Rainey, Coates, and Taylor all in line. They work off that corner again.
So this pack right here, Wesley, is single file right now. This is about 18th on back. They've lost that draft right now to the front pack, but this right here is not a bad move. They can catch their way back up to the front if they need to, but again, earlier, like I said, if they need to hold on and not get wrecked, if that front pack wrecks, it's a good spot for them. Man, race for the lead's getting heated. 24 car up front.
Back through the tri-oval and looking light now. Hot Dog flying out of the bun, trying to stay to the inside. Hooks up with Lottison. He'll stay in tow as they work back up the banking. Perfect driving by these guys on the sim, giving each other plenty of distance and room. Right now, Mike's got to make a decision. He's right there, monkey in the middle. He is trying to use that power in the middle lane to try to power alongside. He gets the draft on Cherry, and believe it or not, it was starting to work for a little bit, but then he lost the ground again there, Steven, the 3.
He is right now in the middle lane. Got to be careful. Not going to get freight trained here. Might have an opening down low. Can't quite get there just yet. He's trapped.
Watching all this 3 wide again, and I'm starting to see some sun poke out through the fog and the clouds here in Daytona as we approach 100 miles into this race as well now, Steve Tucker.
Yes, we are. Outside lane's not working too well. The 42 is going to get trapped here, I think. Man, down the backstretch, we're seeing 2, 3 wide. Already lap 37.
Watching all of this going on again with another lap on the board, by the way. Don't forget next week, the Extreme Graphics Next Gen Series round number 2, my friend. We're going to Phoenix next Thursday night for 156 mile laps. Darlington, Watkins Glen, road course all on the way. For the next 14 weeks, Steve and myself will be with you on race day. And now Cherry back to the lead again. And you got some lap traffic down to the inside. They stay below the double yellow line or either on the blend line to come back onto the racetrack. And while that happens, everybody just kind of falls in tow behind the leader. NOS Energy number 45, Matt Cherry. Clear a path. He's out in front there. The IMB Racewear number 82, No Limits entry, No Limits Racing, Wirtz, Brian Wirtz the second. Sean Lottison of the DuPont Exalta colors of that Chevrolet. Noah Rainwater, Kyle Hall, your top 5. But I don't think, Steve, it's going to last for long. The outside's getting quick again.
They are, but man, look at these lines. They're all discombobulated. They're not really straight and single file. A lot of these guys are bobbing and weaving. Can't quite tell what they want to do, if they want to choose the outside line or go back on the inside lane. Got to get organized here on lap number 40.
The Powder Coat Plus 250 is about to approach 100 miles in, 150 miles to go. And in the next 10 laps, we'll be at the halfway mark of this one. Approaching the halfway point of this race with 125 miles at the halfway mark. And there's that fog. Even it's starting to give a little view for us up in the booth on race day to kind of be able to pinpoint which one is which. Great camera work, by the way, of our colleague color analyst Steve Tucker as they work now back into the corner into turn number 3. There's Wertz in front of that driver on board. I believe this is Lottison in the 24 machine. Plenty of room. Steve, I love this, man. They're racing hard, but they're also having a lot of give and take right now. And honestly, there's more give than take. There's a lot more respect out here on the track as we're 100 miles into it.
Absolutely, and right there, you have to do it, right? It's just such a long race. Lap number 41 right now. Oh, hold on, though. The leader got
light
shaken right there.
Woo. And it all started with the 6. Man, Christian Light, he thought about it, went up to the inside. He was battling in the front, then he went from the penthouse to the outhouse. Now he's in the snake's patch and the monkey in the middle again in the 6. The Spotify colors. Now trying to get somebody to jump in on line with him and get something going in the middle lane. Will the 66 go or the 65 Lingerfeld? He will. Somebody was asking us on the broadcast if we could give a spot check. There's your spot check on the 65. He's right there in the monkey in the middle. Dosey going with Light. And now the 11 to the middle lane with Aisha Cayenne. Lingerfeld on board with him. Aisha in behind him. The 32 to the inside of half. Rainey's also there. He had problems earlier in the race, Steve. He's right back into the top 15. Can you believe it? It can happen in Daytona.
It can. Long race. A lot can happen here. In lap 43. Man, look at these leaders. Double file wide right now. Matthew Correa back up to the front. He's a dangerous car right now, Wesley, in this race.
More lap traffic up in front of the leaders. Correa has been the fast man so far. That Castrol Edge, Brad Keselowski RFK Racing throwback. He is leading. Inside Caston, Hall, Hamilton right there. Inside barrier, and there goes Cherry. Somehow trying to clear by lap machines in the way. 22 up front, off the pace. Plenty of room by Michael Wolf to let him race on to the bottom into 1 and 2 there, Steve.
Yes, sir. We're starting to see him get organized now. Both lanes working pretty well, but the low line is still holding on as the sun comes out in turn number 2. Oh, whoa, hold on now. That 45 got so loose across the line. Oh, my word. How did they not wreck Wesley?
Somehow they held it together. That's all I could tell you. Boy, that was close. And what great camera work staying dead on it. Now they're going to go 3 wide again as they walk off the corner. Correa, Caston Hall, Hamilton, and now Cherry 3 wide. There's more lap traffic or damaged machines in the way of the fast traffic, and we got a caution. Yellow flag will fly again here just before halfway. Fourth caution of the race here in the Powder Coat Plus 250.
Yeah, and right now, Wesley, this one's kind of a mystery. We don't see anybody off the pace right here. Nothing on our scoring system is screaming at us, telling us to look at a certain car, a certain driver, but man.
Yeah. 41 to the 41 get some problems, maybe. The ballpark car, Matt Lovett, maybe.
Take a look. Right now, we're just seeing him by himself, taking a Sunday stroll, but no one else really in the ballpark of misfortune.
Yeah, by that time, the yellow lights had already been illuminated around the racetrack. Wow.
Mysterious caution on the track. Okay, we'll cover that as we find out more details.
Fun caution, right? We'll call it a fun caution.
Competition caution. Could be.
Yeah. Halfway in about the next 10 miles, 4 laps to determine this part. By the way, for more information on No Limit Racing, follow them on Facebook. No Limit Racing. And big thanks again to Extreme Graphics for being the entitlement sponsor for the Next Gen Cup Series for No Limit Racing. Thank you also to Powder Coat Plus, Butt Kicker, and IMB Racewear.
Hey, and a brand new website for No Limit Racing too, nlrleague.com. So go check them out. Pretty cool right now. Obviously a great league, great field size, and so far great racing. Right now, Matthew Correa, your leader, going to be coming down pit road, maybe.
That's nlrleague.com.
It is, yes.
There you go. NLR for No Limit Racing, the nlrleague.com. And the new website, understanding they're all working on that. And here comes everybody on pit road. Okay, we're halfway into this race now. Correa doing a great job. I would have to say, honestly, Steve Tucker, as we approach the midway point of the race, man, the 17 of Matthew Correa, he is the car to beat. I mean, we've seen him be pushed out of line. We've seen him get pushed in the back because of cautions and pit stops and restarts, and he quickly gets right back to the front. That number 17 on the ticker, number 6 on the racetrack, by far has been really strong, no doubt.
Oh, for sure. And we saw it last week in the duels, right? I mean, duel number 2, he was so strong, ended up winning that by nothing. Take a look back at that replay from last Thursday, but man, he's got what it takes for sure. And I think as long as he stays up front, I think this could be his day. But man, it's still a long way to go. Almost halfway. We'll go green at about the halfway point. Maybe a lap removed from that, but looking very, very good so far.
Again, Season 1 of the No Limit Racing Extreme Graphics Next Gen Series presented by, again, Butt Kicker. Extreme Graphics, thanks also to IMB Racewear. Powder Coat Plus, the title sponsor. Don't forget, next week we're going to Phoenix for round number 2. Darlington coming up in 2 weeks. Watkins Glen, we're going road course racing. Only road course race in the schedule. That's pretty much what we've got. And then, of course, we're going to go from now all the way until July 11th, whenever the championship will be decided for Season 1. And, as always, it'll be on race day. Halfway upon us, we will step away. We're back from Daytona in a moment, halfway through here in the Powder Coat Plus 250. Back here at Daytona, and understanding that there is a technical issue that is going on, and that's the reason why we had that caution that was just a random caution that came out of nowhere. We lost about 10, 12 plus people in the server on iRacing, and because of that, that is the reason why we are kind of going under a lengthy yellow flag. That's what's going on, Steve. So we were kind of wondering what's going on. And, you know, obviously we got guys dropping off like flies here, and they're trying to find a way to keep an extended caution to let these guys get back in the race, which I think they have. They keep having the lights go off on the pace car, and then the lights come right back on the pace car. So they're trying to get guys to get the wave around to get back on the lead lap. This is what you're seeing right now.
Yeah. The great thing about virtual racing, right, is that sometimes that can get in the way, you know, internet or connectivity issues. So it doesn't happen all the time, but in a case like this, they're taking that proactive move and you know, just having him go around the pace car and basically lucky dogs all over the place. So right now we're going to get it back going. We'll get it organized.
You get a lucky dog, and you get a lucky dog, and you get a lucky dog. And hey, how did 10 cars get a lucky dog? Yeah, there you go. Lucky dog is now the free pass or the wave around. So thank you, Michael Fassett. Forrest Hamilton, where is the 99? The 99 on the racetrack. Oh, well.
P15 right now, as we sit.
Yeah, because there's my friend out of Canada, Chantel Pottle as well, PTM Racing, but I don't think she made the race. And then there's the 99 of Forrest Hamilton Jr. in the DEI Ford. There he is. Somewhere amongst the fog. Can't make this up. We got people crashing out of servers. We got massive fog. All we need now, Steve Tucker's rain.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, come on.
It might come. I mean, right now it's, we're going to have to get creative with the camera angle so we can show you guys all the cars. But, man, some of these cameras, that fog is getting pretty thick in the backstretch especially. So we'll have to kind of get a little playful here. But lap number 50, so we are at the halfway point, Wesley. And a little bit of an intermission here, so to speak. So if you want, we can try and bring a couple drivers in and talk to them real quick if we have the time. And
I don't know if I want to talk to anybody with having the problems that they're having, right? I mean, taking a chance here. Like, I want to get kicked from the server. So, you know what, dude? Let's try to bring in. Oh man, who do I want to talk to? I don't want to talk to you. Let's see here. I'm looking for, I'll tell you who I'm looking for. I was looking for the driver of, obviously, who's led most of the race, Matthew Correa.
Well, here he is.
I don't see him in here. Did you find him?
Yep, I got him right here.
Okay. All right, maybe I don't have rights to find him.
Oh, that could be it. Let's try and sneak him in here real quick.
Yeah, let's bring him in. Matthew Correa, it's Race Day Network from Daytona. You got a copy, bud?
Yes, sir.
Man, you're doing well. What's your take of this long, lengthy caution? It definitely slows things down. It takes that momentum away you've had for the first half of the race, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's a nice little break.
Yeah. A man of few words, Steve Tucker. I like that.
Well, how's that car feel, man? I mean, right now we're halfway point, right? So the fog obviously is pretty intense. How does that affect you through the windshield? But also, too, talk to us about, like, what's the strategy here if you want to give away any secrets? I mean, fuel, tires, how's the car feel?
It feels good. Just try to keep it out of the wrecks and be there at the end.
Well, there he is right now. Matthew Correa looking pretty good up front. Won the duel number 2 by nothing, man. That was a great win for you last week and last duel number 2, but hopefully we'll see that again at the end of this race. Good luck, man. Rest of the way.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Matthew Correa, we'll let him get back in the box and join his team. Definitely won't ask him a lot of questions. He definitely does not seem like somebody that likes to communicate. Brian Wirtz, let's get Brian in here. Brian's somebody I've chatted to on iRacing in the past, the driver of the 80. You know what? Brian Wirtz, as I mentioned, I've chatted with him a time or two in years past. Brian, always good to catch up with you, man.
Hey, Wesley, how's it going? It's been more than a decade, hasn't it?
It has been, but I'm still here.
Same.
Uh,
How's the race treating you guys? You guys enjoying us dicing it up and me almost, ending it all for us?
I'm just wanted to ask you what your thoughts of the event so far.
Well, I mean, it's been pretty good so far. I think at least toward the front of the pack, it's been pretty stable. I found a few drafting partners that are good to go. I was working with Cherry a little bit and got him a little bit sideways. Had to, butter that relationship back up. I apologize and be the bigger guy. It's kind of my bad, but it's been good.
Brian, talk to us, man, about this fog right now rolling in. The windshield, how's it looking out there for you?
We were talking about that in our team chat. We were wondering if it was going to start raining. They got that built into the sim and contemplating putting the wet tires on.
Are they calling for rain, Brian?
I hope not. I don't know how the car will handle this. I don't even know if we got a wet tire here, but I'm up for anything. But hopefully it doesn't impede our view.
Well, I know we had a lot of people get kicked out of the server, at least 10 or 12 plus is what we were told, and what they're trying to do is let them get back in to catch back up. But I can tell you, holy moly, it has got dark, and it does look like the rain. It does look like it could be ready to drop at any minute, Mark, Brian.
Yeah, it is just eerie out here. I don't know if you've been out here in the rain. Daytona, it turns into an absolute pond. So prayers up. We don't get rain. We can finish this one under green.
Yes, sir. Well, spoiler alert, the rain doesn't come on ovals, unfortunately, just yet. But, man, right now, it's, you never know. I ran the Sebring 12-hour endurance race, and right now this is giving me flashbacks. So, well, you never know what can happen. But, man, right now, lap 52, we're getting down to it. So good luck, man, rest of the way. We're going to get this thing back green here pretty soon, I hope.
Yep, thank you guys, and shout out to my teammate Casey, fighting through it. He had a bit of equipment issues, so he's mired back in the pack. But watch out for him; he'll make his way up.
There you go.
Sounds
Brian Wirtz, always great to catch up with him, and we'll see what happens here with the weather, I guess. So Brian Wirtz again, and just kind of grabbing some interviews to fill time. Our buddy out of Howell, Michigan. Speaking of IMB Raceware, he is driving that number 82, the 28-year-old. And yeah, man, I guess it's been a decade or so since we have not chatted or talked with one another. It's been a while, so. All right.
Brian, real quick, remind us where to bring it back. We're going white flag or green flag next time by.
Yeah, I was about to say, are we finally going to get a restart here?
Let me. I gotta check. Oh no, we're delayed one more time. I believe we got one last guy to catch up. And
already.
There go the caution light. Hashtag fake news.
Yeah, we should be good to go. Not this time, but the next time by. We should be going green here.
Alrighty.
Well, Brian, thanks for your time, buddy, man. Good luck the rest of the way today.
Thank you, guys.
Where am I putting you, Brian?
Yeah, what are we putting you at?
Back with Brandon.
What team is that?
Oh, I don't
That's
remember the name of the team.
Big Diff Sim Motorsports.
There we go.
And speaking of Brandon Front Apple, it would not be race day without grabbing Brandon. Brandon, you're taking this race so far. Is it going to rain in Daytona to open up the year?
Honestly, I was thinking that myself. I don't know what happened.
Man,
it's
I'm having
unrealistic
trouble
weather.
seeing.
Yeah, we keep talking about it down here too. That it's getting foggy. We'll see what happens.
If it does rain, can you race, Brandon? Can y'all race if it does rain?
That's a good question. We'll have to find out.
Yeah, we've alerted some of our cameramen to leave their posts and give them some ponchos, so just in case. But right now, what are your thoughts so far on the race so far? Obviously, to the halfway point, this is a bit of an intermission, but what are your thoughts, man, so far? How's the car feel?
I think it's going good, man. I think the strategy is to stay out front. It seems like guys are having problems in the back, but if we could just stay up front and keep things clean, I think it'll be a good race. Unfortunately, we had that mishap with the servers and such, but we'll get it.
Brandon, how excited are you to have this? Obviously, the Powder Coat Plus 250 rocking and rolling to lid lift the No Limit Racing, program that you've got with the Extreme Graphics Next Gen series.
Oh, I'm really excited, man. I think this is something that's going to be to talk about for seasons to come. You know, I'm excited for all the drivers we have this year, be able to showcase what they got and stuff. So all I can say is for the fans, you know, just keep an eye out and watch out because it's going to get good.
There you go. And we'll try to get everybody back into to place here. Is this officially the one to go, Brandon? Front apple? Are we coming to green?
This is officially the one to go.
All right, brother. We'll let you get back in your box. There you go. Branded front apple, of course. All right. Always great catching up with the man out of Warsaw, Virginia. Extreme Graphics, number 30, the 28-year-old. And the promoter for No Limit Racing.
Yes, sir. So we get to go back green flag this time by, Wesley.
Yeah, finally. Let's do this, man. Listen.
Good to see.
Lights are off on the pace car, dude. I think we're gonna finally get this one in. Hopefully, yeah. And yeah.
Man, the lights are off the pace car, but they might need to turn them on the track because keep
Night
bringing it up.
In daytime, yeah. What? Real quickly, what is your sim time conditions right now, Steve? Steve, do you have to check that?
Oh, yeah. We'll see if we can find them real quick. There it is, right now.
There it is, yeah.
73 degrees, 97% humidity, overcast, track temp 91 degrees.
Military time, ain't that like 2:18 p.m. Eastern? I think.
Yeah, we get plenty of time. Here we go, though. Pace car gonna pull off here.
Finally, ready to come back to green as Barney is ready to unfurl the green flag in the Geico restart zone. And, oh, we got a bracket on the back. Oh, no. 2, 3 cars wrecking in the restart zone. And what is the hot dog machine, the ballpark car? Toys Today involved. The pink machine involved in the restart zone, and they get crashed. Yellow flag out for the 5th time here at Daytona. Wow.
Yeah, that involved Matt Cherry. He was up in the front a lot earlier on.
Was that the NOS car?
It was, yeah.
Cherry, the NOS car, I believe.
Let's go back. Happened right on the restart.
Here's your race day replay.
They're just not too punched up here at the end.
Pick what car it was, man. I'm trying to figure out what in the world. I mean, I saw a pink car pull out of the line, and then, well, there's the ballpark car.
We'll find out right here. This is going to be the restart. They're all single file, but man, barely. Oh, huge checkup. You can see it right there. Big checkup. In that low line, a lot of guys. 23, the 45. Matt Cherry all checked up right there. Just caused a big mess. Try and get one more angle for you.
Wow. Watch it again. Oh, man, from another angle. Yeah. And see, this is what happens when you get stuck in the back. 45, 23, 19, all involved. Oh, man.
Not good right now. 45 on pit road. Not a huge amount of damage, but enough to definitely service that car. So
that's Matt Cherry, the 19 of Billy Smith, the 23 of Scott Shamka. There was the pink machine that also got some damage.
Yeah, Matthew Taylor there in that W machine.
Yeah, the W44, yeah. Oh, man, oh, man. Look at the fog. I mean, it just, I've never seen nothing like this before.
It sure is thick. Man, it's, yeah, a lot going on here. 47 coming down pit road. A bunch of drivers actually choosing to come down pit road. This is pretty smart, actually, I feel, because later on, if we get that green flag pit stop, and that's going to be your last pit stop, you want to put in as little fuel as possible to make that as quick as you can. And right now, this is pretty smart for these guys. They're already in the back of the field. Why not come down and fill her up?
So the 44 on pit road again, as we mentioned, Matthew Taylor. Got some other guys in the back pitting. Mark Martinick, Chris Taylor, Casey Knighton. All of them coming down to the pit lane.
Long way to go still. Yellow flag conditions once more on lap 57. I think right now would be a good time to go and thank a few of our sponsors here. IMB, big thanks to you, and Butt Kicker, as well as all the other sponsors for race day ourselves too. So we'll come right back, folks, and we'll rejoin the restart.
All right, so the lights are off on the pace car. We are getting ready for a restart. Welcome back to coverage of race day and Daytona and the Powder Coat Plus 250. I'm Wesley Outland, Steve Tucker alongside. We'll take you to the finish of this one here because I have other iRacing broadcast obligations at the bottom of the hour. But obviously, I will tell you this, Steve, I have never called an iRacing Daytona broadcast that has dealt with this much cloud cover ever in my iRacing broadcast career. I can tell you that much. This is interesting. It is 2:30 in the afternoon, and it looks like it's in the broad morning of wake up, right? Gonna come to green. So we have passed the halfway mark of this event. We're on lap number 58 of 100. About a handful of cautions so far in this event, and for the most part, once again, Matthew Correa in front as the leader as they work off turn number 2, Steve.
They sure do right now, side by side. We're going to try and give you the camera angles to get past the fog. But man, right now we're seeing outside lane working pretty well right now. They're better bunched up together. That low line, big gaps between cars. It's not going to bode well.
I love his honesty as we're going to try to show you something that you can see. And we're in this together because I can't see either. Closing in inside, bottom of the racetrack line. Inside, Korea, down to the bottom is Works. We just chatted with him earlier, the Michigan young man. Aston up there in that third spot. Hamilton and Light, top 5. Gotta wonder how much damage was on the Cherry car, the 45. Can he find his way back up to the front here now as we work into 3 there, Steve?
Yes, sir. So far, playing it nice and safe.
A little glimpse of him there, right there. Ooh, somebody just pulled up in front of him. Oh, my. Let's go on board with the middle of somebody in the pack, and what is it like driving through it? On board with one of these drivers. Pick a car, any car.
Isaac Mock.
This Mock.
Oh, massive checkup right here. Yellow flag. Oh, car flipping around in the rear view.
Perfect time to go on the onboard camera as the 42 flying through the air, airborne of Hank Caston. And we are under the caution. Find the 42. That's all I can tell you for the race day replay. Find the 42. And we're under yellow flag again. Wow.
Apologize. 1 second. We will find it. Man, we were on board with the perfect driver, weren't we? Here we go.
Caution of the race, and it was a massive crash. Let's look at it. Caston in the safer barrier. Thought he was clear. Nope, here he comes. Oh, my. Hey, it looked like Cherry got lucky and drove under the chassis of the 42.
We'll go back and take a look.
Before on board with Isaac Mock, and then Isaac Mock hit him. Let's see here. Another look at it on a replay. Turn into the pack.
Here's Cherry.
Hang on, buddy. Look at that. Did he get lucky or did he get lucky, right? I mean, come on. He is in the grass, though. He is in the grass.
Unbelievable.
But look, the car's not damaged, Steve Tucker. Look at that. I mean, it's like, if anybody got the bestest move of the race, or it would go to the 45 of Cherry.
Yeah, that was pretty wild right there. A bunch of guys got damaged, but man, unbelievable. Hank Caston.
It's like Days of Thunder. The rule is you never let your foot off the gas.
It is.
You stay forward.
Hank Caston somehow still under power.
How is that possible?
Looking like a wheel and modified right now. The front end.
Yeah, man. Speaking of the wheel and modifieds, my buddy Ben Dodge and Joe Koss will be on the call at Thompson and the Icebreaker this weekend for the NASCAR Wheel and Modified Tour in Connecticut.
Love that
track. The new
track.
season upon them. Yeah.
Go down there usually every season, once or twice. Live pretty close by.
Oh, there you go. Cool.
Big fan of those tracks.
Where parts are you from, Steve?
I'm in the Boston region, Boston, Mass. So Thompson's about I don't know, hour and a half, depending on traffic.
So are you a Red Sox fan like I am?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Your stock just went up about a trillion points with me.
Yeah, born and raised in Boston, man, and we're loving it. So I mean, right now it's we're getting ready for all those tracks. Thompson, Stafford, nice and close by.
Yep.
Bringing the kids to them. Love those tracks. Always a fun time. And we'll go to New Hampshire obviously later on, and a couple of local short tracks. Shout out to Monadnock Speedway and Winchester, New Hampshire. Big fan of that short track.
Yep.
And High Banks there.
Monadnock.
Yeah. Monadnock. A lot of fun there. Hopefully it comes to iRacing one day, but a man can dream. And but here we go. Matthew Correa, man, up in the front, another yellow, but it's all good. We're gonna wind this thing down. A couple of big time drivers though, Wesley.
Yes.
I mean, they're in the back right now. Matt Cherry led some laps, has some damage. Gonna come back on the racetrack now. Looking pretty good.
This is the equivalent of what happens of like when you're literally okay doing well up in the front, staying out of trouble in your own world, everybody's happy, and then you literally get crashed or you pit and you fall back,
right,
and you're amongst the storm, if you will. And that's exactly what's happened.
Yeah. And in these tracks, right, Daytona, Talladega, they can be wild cards. I mean, Daytona itself is, I mean, going back to that attrition factor we talked about earlier on, it really comes down to, you know, you have to finish the race first, right, to then be in that bubble. And it really comes down to placement and taking, you know, situational things into consideration. But, I mean, so far, being up front the whole time has paid off. I mean, look at Brian Wirtz, look at Matthew Correa, These guys are staying up front and they're avoiding all these messes behind them.
Lights are off on the pace car. Correa, Wirtz, Alanis, and Henderson, Baruta right now, the top 5. And there you see the fog. Boy, oh boy. Well, Steve Tucker, man, I was hoping I could take this one to the finish with you. Unfortunately, I cannot. I'm going to jump off here, my friend. I got more iRacing broadcast obligations to fulfill. Maybe we can get to the finish of the race at Phoenix next week. But it was fun working with you for the time that we have. And we'll see who wins the foggy Powder Coat Plus 250 when it's all said and done, my friend. See you next week.
Hey, all good, man. When you leave the booth, go and make sure you wear a poncho, bring an umbrella. You never know what can happen as you walk down those stairs.
I am bringing Oakley sunglasses and bringing the sunshine with me for my next iRacing broadcast, brother. See you at Phoenix, guys. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in on race day. Again, Steve Tucker will take you to the rest of the finish.
Yes, sir. Big fan of Wesley. Big shout out to him. Obviously, sometimes other commitments take precedence. And right now, that's going to be the case here. But lap 64, you're stuck with me now. We're going back green, though. And right now, Matthew Correa, Brian Wirtz going to lead us off. Green flag in the air. We are off. Here we go, 2 by 2. Little gap right there, about 10th on back. Great job by the inside lane, making it work right here. Down low. Outside lane, though, has a lot going on for itself. Middle of the pack, though, we're still seeing 2 by 2. Big stack up right here for the 50 machine. The yellow, oh, the 55. Riding on board. The fog looks a lot worse for us than it does for them. They can see the cars in front of them. But, man, it's just a tough ordeal to get around. That tri-oval under fog conditions a little bit, but not too bad. Brian Wirtz, though, takes the lead over. But William Henderson, a couple of these guys, they're looking to get that down low. And look at that one machine. He was wrecked earlier on in this race. And here he is, finding himself in P2. Incredible job there for him. That 81, William Henderson, out of nowhere, looking very, very good. Outside lane, though, making it work strong. We'll ride on board here, Steve Barassa. And you can really tell Brian Wirtz, though, getting a push to the outside lane. Going to get that lead. The inside lane loses a bunch of steam there. And down low goes Correa. So strong of a car right there that he has. Gonna get a push here from Henderson. Can't be too hard though. Oh man, big wreck right here in the backstretch. Hold on. The 07 gonna go around. This could be the big one. Huge wreck right now on lap 67. The 4 machine going around. All kinds of drivers. Matt Cherry gets around it. That 23 involved as well. Once more, Scott Shamka. And it all started, unfortunately, with the 07. Wild. Yeah, Steven Barassa, we were riding aboard with him earlier, a little earlier, a couple laps back, and man, right now, unfortunately, pretty well beat up there on the front end. We'll go back and take a look as we do the race day replay. Take a look at Steven Barassa right here. So my apologies. Actually, it already happened behind him. We thought it was Barassa, but a couple of cars that looked pretty similar to his. So we will find it. The 42. Hank Kasten. Oh no. It's Hank again. It might have been, unfortunately. We saw him upside down a little while ago. And now he might be involved again. Unfortunately. Once we find where it happened, folks, we're going to show it to you. Here we go. That should be it. Yeah, it's already underway right here, so all kinds of mess. We'll right on board. We'll go back and right on board at number 4. Looks like he's going to have the best angle of it. Sometimes, yeah, look at this. Oh, man. Just damage all around the track. Can't really quite tell yet what actually initiated the wreck, but man. Tough break for a lot of these guys involved. Not good, but a huge wreck here on lap 67, 69 now. You can see the 07 has that big damage of Steven Barassa, so a lot going on here. A lot of cars on pit road too. This could be pretty big for them as far as pit strategy. Again, we talked about it earlier. It's kind of nice to come down pit road if you're already in the back of the field. Get that fuel. Get the tires now, because later on, if we get green flag racing, this next 31 laps, if you have to come down and pit once more, you have to just get that splash and go, and that'll be it. But we're seeing drivers all over the place having different strategies. The 11 are now being shown as the leader. So far, great race. Lap 69, we're going to go back green about lap 71, so we'll have about 29 laps to go. But for now, folks, we'll take a quick break. We'll thank our sponsors. We'll come right back. Alrighty, race fans, welcome back to the Powder Coat Plus 250 here at Daytona. We're winding this thing down. Lap number 70 right here. Going to go back green on lap 71. We have a long way to go still to decide the winner of this race. Pace car lights are off. We're going to go back green here right now. Brandon Ishkanian in P1. Looks like teammates here. Similar paint schemes. Double trouble on the front row. The 11 and the 54, followed closely by Jason Hand, Isaac Mock, and Matthew Correa. So some big drivers right now, fast drivers up to the front of the field. That pace car going to pull in right now. We're going to go back green. 29 laps to go to decide this Daytona race, the first race of the season. And here we go. Green flag in the air. Geico restart zone. We are back green. Coming through turn 1 right now. Big battles right here. Up high and down low. And as we like to do here on race day, let's bring the noise on this restart. Let's get it. And there we go. Right now at lap 73, we are double file all the way back. It is, man, side-by-side racing the entire way around. Rush hour traffic here at Daytona in turns 1 and 2. The fog's starting to lift just a little bit, but man, it's still treacherous out there. And you're seeing Matthew Correa still lead the front of the pack. Great run right now for him. But look at these guys up ahead on the outside lane. They're making it work quite well on the outside. Here we go. Riding aboard Jason Hand. Has a great visibility of that front. Enough P1 if he can get there. Doing what he can. We said it earlier. Lap 70 was about the time where you want to start getting yourself to the front. Next time by, we'll have 25 laps to go, a quarter of the race remaining. And right now is the time to get to the front. It might not be the time just yet to make your move for P1, but you want to start inching your way to the front. You got to be there at the end and put yourself in position for that win. Side by side still, lap traffic down low, gonna get out of the way. And Matthew Correa dives down low right here in front of William Henderson to get himself back into that top spot. The Pied Piper right now doing a great job getting through and further back in the pack. You can see all these drivers making moves here. Noah Rainwater starting to work his way to the front top as well. Kyle Hall in the 88. Man, where did he come from? He's right there behind Correa. Making his way to the front. Bouncing around right there. You got to be careful side by side. 25 laps to go here in the powder coat plus 250. Leaders are getting shaked up. Up at the front. Look at the back of the field too. A couple of drivers back here still looking to get themselves into the front. 89 involved in a wreck earlier on. The 22 car, Michael Wolf, he was a lap down at one point. Pretty slow, but look at him now. P11. Awesome job there for Michael Wolf to make himself have a comeback, nice recovery run, as they say. But man, look at this behind him too. Brian Wirtz finds himself trapped behind in P16. Doing what he can to catch himself back up. A lot of big time drivers up here, like him, Matt Cherry, and P20. A lot of these guys who were in the front earlier on don't find themselves there just yet, but they got to work themselves back up there. Long way to go, though. Still 24 laps to go. Matthew Correa to the front. Outside line right now being controlled by the 11 and the 54. Ishkanian looking solid right now. Look at this though. Hard to see through the fog, but man, they are dicing right now. All around. This is where we're going to start to see the desperation starting to kick in. 23 laps to go. You got to be careful here to not give it up too soon. Look at that 47 though. I'm going to run aboard him real quick. Here he is. We saw him earlier coming down pit road early. And right now we're seeing a lot of movement here through the windshield. No sun on the track at all. It is just clear fog. Double file through the middle part of the track. Christian Light had a rough outing earlier on by the halfway point and before. But here he is in P9. Working it pretty well. Bit of a checkerboard there for the inside lane. Man, oh man, pit road. Here we go though. Matthew Correa, your leader, comes down pit road. 21 laps to go. This is going to be huge. Green flag pit stops underway. You cannot make a mistake here. This is the money stop. Here we go. Matthew Correa, fuel only. That's all you need here. Correa right now. Still on pit road for Correa. Not sure what's going on there for him, but here he comes off pit road now. Might have taken right side only tires. We'll follow that as we go. So your leader right now in 30th place has to catch back up. Kyle Hall resumes the lead. Coming to the stripe with 20 laps to go. Piercing through the fog right now, Kyle Hall is your leader. Again, different pit strategies. We'll have to see multiple drivers still come down pit road for the fuel. But some might remain just fine. It's hard to tell. Caution flags have come in awkward intervals. We will see Hank Castle coming down pit road. We saw him upside down earlier on. Misses his pit box just by a little bit, but man, single file right now for about the top 10, top 20. So the whole field spread out quite a bit right now. A lot is going to start happening. Right now we're going to see Forrest Hamilton in the 99 going to come down pit road all by himself. Isaac Mock in that 47. And now we see Matthew Correa leading the charge here with Christian Light and Quentin Lee. Little 3-car pack right here. One more yellow flag, if it were to happen, would put all these cars on the even strategy. Everybody would come down pit road, everyone good on fuel. Right now though, still a long way to go. Single file racing all around this racetrack. The 87 though, trying to make a move on the outside lane, but can't quite get it done. Riding on board here, Corey Rainey in the number 3, right behind Matt Cherry. But this is the part of the race, though, where you got to survive. Get to the end of the race. 18 laps to go. The lock can still happen. We'll see the outside lane come into play here momentarily. Somebody will eventually make that move, and we'll go too wide and see how it goes. But right now, it's single file. It's still a bit early. I'm thinking within that 10 laps to go range, if there's no more green flag pit stops, we're going to start to see these guys really start pushing it towards the front of the pack. can see it. Cars all over the place. On board Matt Levitz right now. Brian Wirtz right behind him in the IMB racewear machine. Looking really, really good. But pretty well spread out lap traffic right now, getting passed by the leaders. The 08. So Mark Martinek doing a good job right there. Action on the track though. Here we go. This is going to be a battle right here. These 4 drivers, they all came down pit road. Isaac Mock, Alec Coates, Brandon Canyon, and Noah Rainwater. So we know they're good to go on fuel. Same thing here with Christian Light, Matthew Correa, and then Quentin Lee. So these guys, they need a caution, I feel like, because right now they're not going to catch the leaders at this point. 29th place, 30th place. It's a bad bet for those guys. Caution flag will need to happen, or everyone else comes down pit road and takes their green flag pit stop. So we'll see how that works. Man, look at this. Second lane might start to jump up here. Daniel Half on the outside lane trying to start it. What can they do right here? Half tried to make a move, but can't quite get it done. He's got no help. Gonna sneak down low. Probably a smart move for now. 41 on the outside lane, the hot dog machine. Here we go. This is where it's gonna begin. Brian Wirtz on the outside too. This is gonna be strong help. The outside lane has some good momentum, but watch out, the inside lane, a lot of drivers coming down pit road. Will this be a wreck right here on the front stretch? One car through the grass. Again, cannot make the mistakes. 14 laps to go. This is massive. Matt Cherry down, Daniel Half. The 32 car was the one that actually went down the grass. Gotta be careful there. But pit road right here. That was craziness coming down to the green flag pit stops. Lingerfelt, there he is. Oh, big collision there on exit by the 50, Brian Ruzi, and Kyle Hall as well. Your leader before all this went down. And here comes some more leaders. These guys pit early. They have some drafting help, so this is going to be good news for them. Matt Levitt now pit road, and Brian Wirtz, followed by Sean Lodison, Casey Knighton. And there he is, Brandon Van Appel in P8 right now, coming down pit road. This should end the green flag pit stops. Look at that, literally a splash and go for the 24 car. And off he goes. Brian Wirtz barely even stopped in his pit box, and he was good to go for fuel. And that's going to be it right now. Devin Smith in the 89 is going to be shown as your race leader, followed by Corey Rainey in that number 3. A couple more guys who haven't pit yet. Brandon Barrier. So right now the field's pretty well straight out with 13 laps to go. Green flag racing, you love to see it. And man, right now we have a lot going on the track. You can see the tower right now. The gaps between cars are all over the place. Isaac Mock, though, I believe, according to my calculations here, after green flag pit stops, he should be taking over the lead. So, could be wrong there, but we're going to find out real soon. Daniel Half coming down pit road. Here he is. But your leader being shown as the 89 of Devin Smith. So far, a pretty good run. If he can make his way on fuel, how big would that be? Could have been saving this entire time. You never know. But that's not the case this time. Comes down pit road. Gonna splash and go that car. Brandon Barrier gonna inherit the lead right there in the number 53. There he is, that Victory Media machine looking good. In between, though, multiple cars laps down, so this is potentially good news for him. Morgan Sterling in the 9 being shown as P2, and Corey Rainey by himself in that 3rd spot. So these guys assumedly will take over their pit stops and they'll be into the field. But yellow flag is out. Oh my word. Joel Hamilton potentially, the 55, Oh my word. What does this mean for the field? 11 laps to go. A couple of drivers didn't pit. Brendan Barrier, Morgan Sterling, Corey Rainey. Those top three, they were just gifted something right here. We'll take a look at this incident, this yellow flag. Let's see if we can find out what happened. I believe it was Joel Hamilton here. Oh, just got turned by the 6 of Christian Light. Brandon Farnefeld got involved too, right in the tri-oval. Maybe not huge damage for him, but enough to definitely be concerned. And then Joel just comes right down pit road. Unfortunate. Comes across the nose of the 6 of Christian Light. And so far, that's going to be an absolutely massive caution flag late into this race. So what do these drivers do? Brandon Barrier, Morgan Sterling, Corey Rainey. Do they come down pit road? Well, they might have to. But if they were close on fuel, they could make it from now on under these yellow flag laps. We're going to find out pretty close here. But man, this is huge for these guys to see how this can work out for them. Bunch of drivers. Matthew Correa led most of this race. Right now finds himself in 23rd spot, so a lot going on. Brendan Barrier, here he comes down pit road. Morgan Sterling as well. The good news here is that they can pit and they won't lose the draft. They'll still be within the pack. If they would have pit under green, that would have been pretty bad for them, as they wouldn't have had the help to fight for a better finish. But here they are. Corey Rainey stays out. So interesting call here for Corey Rainey. He will be shown as the leader. Devin Smith in P2, and then Isaac Mock in P3. So drama unfolding here. 9 laps to go. We'll go green about 7 laps to go, give or take. So we will see how this works out, folks. But right now, we're going to go and thank a few sponsors. We'll come back for the conclusion. The Powder Coat Plus 250 at Daytona. All right, folks, welcome back to the Powder Coat Plus 250 here for No Limit Racing. Man, we have a long way to go still. 8 laps. You might think to yourself, man, it's not a long time, but yes, it is. At a track like this, a lot can happen in 8 laps. We're going to go back green here. This time by the pace car has the lights off. Will this thing end under green, or will we see some green-white checkered flag finishes? We're going to find out. But man, right now, a lot going on here. Corey Rainey, Devin Smith staying in the front. Decided not to come down pit road. They think they have the fuel to hold on to this. That green flag, that yellow flag came out at the best time for them for their fuel strat. So we'll see. Isaac Mock in P3. Alec Coates, 4th place. Brandon Ishkanian in P5. Noah Rainwater, 6th. Matt Levitt, P7, Brian Wirtz, and P8. A lot of these guys who were in the lead or close to the lead earlier on are finding themselves in about that mid-pack. And right now, I mean, look at this. Matthew Correa, 25th place right now. So, big moment here for Correa. In 8 laps, has to get himself back to the front. Might not find him up there. But man, tough break for that. Green flag pit stops and strategy when that yellow came out had hurt drivers, but it helped drivers big time. Look at this for Devin Smith and Corey Rainey. So right now, pacer are going to come off. We have 7 laps to go to decide this first race of the season. And we're going to get it right here. Green flag in the air. We are back green. Corey Rainey, great jump right there. Isaac Mock going to push him really well into turn 1. 11 gets a great run. The 82 going to poke outside to the top, but he has no help. Who's going to go with him? Nobody right now. Big move at the 50 right there. It gets a little squirrely. Brian Ruzi in the back of the field. Gonna get freight train just a bit right there. Has to collect himself. Too wide though still. It all comes down to this. 6 laps to go here at the line. And Brian Wirtz has found himself to the front. Just like that. Kyle Lingerfeld in P2. Where did he come from? My, oh my, Corey Rainey in P3. What an incredible job for these guys. The cream has risen to the top here with 6 laps to go. Who can win this race? '82 down low, the inside lane, getting checked up quite a bit. Didn't quite work. Look at this, Lingerfeld to the front. Noah Rainwater in P2. Five laps to go at the stripe. 3 wide, though, for the lead. Brian Wirtz, what a move, down low. Crosses the line in P1. Can he hold on to that for 5 more times around? Unbelievable job right now. Down low, Brian Wirtz. No rain. Oh, big wreck though in the back. The 44 goes around. Big wreck right here in the back. You can hardly see it because of the fog, but man, it's happening, I promise you. Unbelievable job. The 44 though, Matthew Taylor. Unfortunately, was involved in that right there, that W number 44. We'll go back and take a look as we do for the race day replay, but man, that was a tough break right there. 5 laps to go. Let's go back and find out Matthew Taylor real quick. Oh man, Matthew Correa and Brandon Barrier get together. We'll go back a little further back. Definitely want to find out what happened there between Correa . So they're side by side. Oh man, the 53 and the 6 almost looks like some net code a little bit. They were kind of joined at the hip there a little bit, but man. Try and get one more look here. Yeah, you see them side by side. The 53 just comes up into the 6. 44 gets involved. The 1 as well gets involved once more. Brandon Munger. Tough break for those guys. Man, Matthew Correa. From the highs to the lows of lows. Unfortunately, that's how Daytona can do it for you. Right now, though, the 44 around Matthew Taylor. That's going to be a caution for us. Within 5 laps to go of the race end, 4 laps to go now. And Noah Rainwater is your leader. What a great run for these guys. The 24, Chad Lode-Eason, man, right here as well. Right now we're at the 3 laps to go too, so this looks like it could be either a natural green-white checkered finish or our first actual green-white checkered. So right now, it's going to get hairy. Right now, the fog is rolled in. If you've been here since the green flag, you've seen how much the fog has taken over this track right now, and it's tough for us to show you guys the best angles, but also tough for these guys to drive through it. So we'll see how they can handle it. Right now, we're going to take a quick break. We'll thank our sponsors, and we'll come back for, hopefully, the conclusion of the Powder Coat Plus 250. All right, we are back for the first official green-white checkered flag attempt. Caution came out involving the 44. And right now, we are into overtime officially for the Powder Coat Plus 250 here for No Limit Racing. 2 laps to go here at the line. Pace car lights are off, have about a half a lap to go until we go back green. If you don't know how this works, folks, basically we'll go green once. The caution comes out before the white flag. We will go once more into the green-white checkered attempt. We get 3 of those. But if the white flag comes and the leader crosses that 1 lap to go, the next flag will end it. And we will basically race our way to the end of the checkered flag. And right now, Noah Rainwater in P1. Lodison P2, Wirtz 3rd, Devin Smith P4, Kyle Lingerfeld in P5. So who can walk away with this win? Big shakeup right here. That last caution before this one really put a staple, put a knot into the strategies of a lot of these drivers. Caution essentially came out during green flag pit stop, so it shook up the field. And right now we're going to find out who can win this race. Our first attempt at the green-white checkered finish. Pace car about to pull off through the heavy fog and all. We're going to get through it right now. Rainwater going to lead us off. The green flag is here, and off we go. Two laps to go for the Powder Coat Plus 250, and Noah Rainwater is out front. Can he hold on to it? We have to defend both lanes as Brian Wirtz below him. Who he goes with here is massive. The 24 car on the outside lane of Lodison. This is it. 100 lap race has come down to this. On the backstretch. Everyone side by side pushing as hard as they can. No one's giving, no one's taking. It is rush hour traffic here in turn 3. Coming to the white flag lap. Will we get there? The 24 makes a great move. Sean Lodison, and the white flag lap is here. It is 1 to go. for the Powder Coat Plus 250 next flag will be official. Can Sean Lodison hold on to the win? Outside lane in absolute shambles right here. They can't quite get it done. It's going to be a 3-car breakaway for the lead. That other pack might be able to catch him. The outside lane looks pretty strong, but right here, Noah Rainwater. Can he catch him? When does he make his move? Does he make it now? Does he make it in turn 4? It comes down to right here. Watch the outside lane. That 28. They're so strong. Gonna dive bomb down low. It's 3 wide here for the win. Who's gonna get this at the stripe? It's gonna be Isaac Mock at the line. Unbelievable job for Isaac Mock to win this race, and a huge wreck behind him at the stripe. Where does Isaac Mock come from? Incredible job for Isaac Mock. The seas parted for the 47. And here he is, your winner of today's Powder Coat Plus 250, Isaac Mock. Unbelievable job for Isaac Mock. We'll have to watch that white flag lap again by Isaac. But man, how does he get that done? What an incredible job there for him to get this win tonight. Up 17 spots from where he qualified. Started in P18. But he finished right where he needed to be. And that's in P1. Great job for that 47. I said it earlier, I loved that paint scheme. And man, that contest for the best paint scheme for IMB. Tell you what, no better paint scheme than a winning paint scheme. And right there, the 47 gets it done today at Daytona. What an awesome job. We'll come right back, folks. We'll thank a few sponsors. We'll come back and talk to your top 3. And then we'll watch that white flag lap to see how he did it. Isaac Mock, your winner. All right, folks, we are back at the conclusion of the Powder Coat Plus 250. We're going to ride on board real quick Isaac Mock on the last lap and find out how he did this. Let's take a look right now. He pushes the 28 of Knighton all the way, Casey Knighton. Now watch how this works right here. Just gets an incredible run on the outside. 28's going to dive down low here, as we saw. But Isaac stays up. Pushes the 24. Little bounce right there. And that was it. That got him the win right there in the 47. What an awesome job for Isaac to get that win. Incredible job. So let's go real quick. We'll talk to our top 3 as we always do. We'll go 3, 2, 1. But let us real quick. Here we go. We're going to bring in Kyle Lingerfeld. Man, what an awesome job for him to finish P3 on the day. And where is he? Lingerfelt. Man, there he is. Man, there he is. Kyle Lingerfelt in that 65. Unbelievable job to get yourself a P3, man. How did it feel today to get that?
I feel like I've walked on water considering I missed the start. 'Cause I got home late. I was out of town, got home late, and then the update almost had me, honestly. And then, yeah, somehow ended up in the big one too. Survived that somehow, and should have had second there, but the 24 was trying to block 10 cars at once, and it worked out for him, I guess. He ended up with second instead. So I'll take third. What a fantastic way to start the season.
Yeah, incredible job, man. I mean, talk to us real quick about your sponsors, friends, and family. Who do you got real quick to shout out?
Yeah, I gotta do a huge shout out to Mike McDonald at McDonald Contracting. Great sponsor, great guy. Gotta give a huge shout out to Full Treats and to Johnny P's Mobile Eats for always being with me and helping me out. Amazing food, good snacks, and all my teammates over there at JFM. Some of them couldn't make it tonight due to power issues and weather, so that's unfortunate, but hopefully we'll be back all next week at Phoenix and all have a good, strong showing.
Yes, sir. Awesome job, man. We'll see you next week. Great job tonight.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for doing the broadcast. You guys do a great job.
Alrighty, there he is. Kyle Lingerfelt. We're going to bring in P2 right now of Sean Lodison in that number 24. What an awesome job by him to get this thing done. Almost had it at the line, but man, just all those different things happen. Let's bring him in real quick. Here he is, Sean Lodison, man. Awesome job today. P2 on the day in that iconic 24 machine. Man, it came so close. Last lap looked really good for you until it didn't. Talk to us about it.
Yeah, that last lap, honestly, it was a blur. I don't even remember it. I was just looking at my rearview mirror. I saw the second place car. He kind of got off my rear end. I was kind of driving in my rearview mirror, trying to stay in front of him, and they got a big run on the outside and inside. We finished 4 wide. That was crazy. Yeah, shout out to Isaac for winning. That was a heck of a finish, and I hope it made up for the middle and beginning of the race there.
Yes, sir. Awesome run right now. Hey, real quick, excuse me. It'll water down the wrong tube. Hey, real quick, shout out your sponsors real quick if you have any, and friends and family. What you got?
Oh yeah, for sure. I'd like to the DuPont number 24 Chevy. Been with them for a long time. Always racing the good old 24. Big thanks to Brandon running the league. Brian, who's he runs the series. If it wasn't for Brandon, I wouldn't be here because he's kind of helped me out financially to get a race. So big props to him. I'm just thrilled to be in second. I've never finished a Daytona in the NLR Race League, so this was pretty exciting.
Yes, sir. Awesome job, man. Off to Phoenix next week. We'll see you then.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, there he is. Sean Lodison, what a great job right there. But we're going to go back down to our winner, Isaac Mock. What an awesome job for him to get this thing done here in Daytona. Let's bring him in. Where is Isaac? Here he is. Here he is, your winner, Isaac Mock in the 47. What a great looking paint scheme and an even better win and a trophy for the shelf today, man. How's it going? How did the race go for you through your windshield? Congratulations.
Thanks, man. That was a roller coaster. I hate that we had the internet issues in the server. That was a little bit of a letdown trying to get back going. But man, I had some awesome teammates with Alec Coates and Brandon Ishkanian and Jason Hand. Dude, we were lined up. We knew what we wanted to do, and we knew we were on top. We knew we'd get rolling, and I hooked up with my good buddy Casey Knighton, and I just let it roll, man. I wasn't gonna live till I saw God or checkered flag, right?
That's right. Awesome, man. Great job. Go ahead.
I kind of felt like Ross Chastain right there, where everybody just kind of kept moving out of my way right there, coming the checkers. So it just really worked out. Thank the Lord, man. That was a lot of fun, dude. I hope it looked good up there for you. Oh,
it sure did. I mean, interesting move by you. I mean, you were pushing Casey Knighton, it looks like. He went down low, and then you decided to not go with him and stayed up high. What was that move right there? Was that just a instinctual thing, or what were you thinking?
I didn't know where Brian was. I knew he was down there. of course, I want to stay hooked up with Casey. We have a lot of work together, and I just didn't want to turn down and wreck myself out of it. I knew I had a good head of steam, and I kind of felt like once this guys kind of started to block, that top lane would just stay open, and so I just wanted to keep the momentum up, maybe push 24 if I had to. Second place is better than 20th, so
That's right.
it was just hoping that the chaos in the lane would happen, and we got a lane.
Man, yeah, awesome job to get that win. Awesome job. Give us some of your shout outs real quick. Sponsors, friends, and family. What do you got for us?
Everybody putting on the league, you for broadcasting, my wonderful wife and my son and my family, all the guys at Race Team and TWRS, and just thank y'all a lot, man. Love it.
Yes, sir. Awesome job. Again, your winner today, Isaac Mock. We'll see him next week in Phoenix. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
All right, there he is. Isaac Mock, your winner. Man, what an awesome race. Shout out to Wesley in the booth with me. Had to go a little earlier, but very good job with him. We'll see him a lot more throughout the season. But man, right now, what an incredible run today for the Powder Coat Plus 250. Up top, there's going to be your official order for the results of today's race. But man, big thanks to everybody involved in the race. Big thanks to Wesley. Big thanks to No Limit Racing for the incredible job they do to put on a race like this of the quality that we had. A couple of gremlins in there, little disconnection issues for some drivers mid-race, but sometimes those things happen within virtual racing. So big shout out to these guys and all you fans for watching online. Believe we might have just crossed 600 subs. I don't know, but big thanks to all of you for being there. All the super chats and the donations and the likes, the subs, they all help make us better and bigger. So appreciate you for that. We'll see you next week for Phoenix from the No Limit Racing. And then Monday, we'll be here race day at 9 p.m. for the Nora Truck Series. And then keep in mind, next week we are in Tuesday for the ASRA Harpoon Design Cup Series at Charlotte for their Coke 600 style race. Big race, long race. Cannot wait for that one too. So have a good night, folks. Big thanks to you. We'll see you next week.